I grew up in church. Since I was a little girl, I can remember growing up in a loving Christian home. I was raised on really good Christian values, loving family, had a great childhood. And then when I went off to college, I kind of saw Christianity as more of a set of rules and not really a relationship with Christ.
You know, I think everybody kind of goes through that. I mean, a lot of people go through that time where you're kind of away from the Lord. And, you know, I definitely went through that season in my life.
When we married, we kind of came together and said, we together want to live a Christian life together and God be the center of our home. We had been attending Westridge together, not regularly, but we had been going, sporadically. But I really felt called to be baptized at Westridge. So in April of 2010, I was baptized. And little did we know at the time, I was actually pregnant when I was being baptized.
So I was going to be a dad. So, find out it was a boy, I was just doing backflips, right? So all the things are going through my head of playing catch and going to his games, like my grandfather did for me.
Our beautiful baby boy, Liam, was born the following December 2010. The Lord actually blessed us to where we became pregnant again, like 15 months later, I think. And here we were. We had a 15-month-old, knew we were going to have another baby. And again, John and I were looking at life saying, hey, we have got to get more involved in the church. We're attending, but are we really involved?
It's time to find a community. It's time to find a group to share life with and share these life experiences so we can put the Lord on display. And, on top of that, just ingrain in our children, the importance of having a relationship with the Lord.
We met a small group that we knew had an opening, and we were really nervous because when you meet brand new people, it can be a little nerve-wracking, but we walked up and immediately felt welcomed, and we really felt at home and realized that this was a good place for us.
Shortly after joining the group, 4 to 5 months after, we received some pretty troubling news. We had noticed some delays in Liam. So we went to a specialist and received an autism diagnosis. As a dad, that's like the last thing you want to hear, right, with your son. He's... the fact that you were having trouble throwing the ball with your kid, like he's not going to respond to you, was... it's running through your mind. And, it was a very, very troubling time for me.
It was just a big monkey wrench thrown in this big plan I thought we had. And I felt hopeless. But I remember sobbing, crying in front of all of the women in our small group. And I looked around and every single one of them were crying with me. Not because they were sad, but because they hurt for me. And they wanted me to feel the same peace that they knew that God wanted me to feel. And in that moment, I knew I had deep, meaningful friendships who loved me, who wanted the best for me, and who were going to speak life, truth in me, and carry me when I couldn't.
There's never a time where we didn't feel cared for, and the relationships that's forged in adversity like that, it's tough to, break those.
I look back on that dark season now and I think, what wonderful timing God has, because here I was months before I received this life-changing diagnosis for my son, and he provided these people in my life. We've learned so much about Christ and God's heart and His Word through studying with other believers, but also fellowshipping with other believers.
I've grown in so many ways, outside of the things that's happened within my family and blessed our family, but just me personally, my walk with the Lord has been transformational.